Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. On the Metro, dropped off the car rental, riding back to pick up my truck, and got to decide if I'm going back to the Red Brick House today or if I'll stay up here. Depending on what time I get out of here, we're kind of stuck because we got a red signal in the tunnel apparently in front of us, and I am literally, I think, the only one on the train right now on the Metro. I got it all to myself. Nice new Metro car. Anyway, the Cowboys, we got a bit of a problem here. We are headed for dead money hell. And right now, we're looking at $30+ million in dead money. Technically, at the moment, we're at about 21 million, but that'll change because Zach Martin's money. You'll remember Zach Martin holding out training camp 2 years ago because he wanted his money to be guaranteed. Well, the problem with that is of course, he got his money, he's guaranteed, he deserved it, but even though he's going to be retired, we'll be paying for it. In the same way that we spent $6 million in dead money last year, we're spending another almost $9 million on Michael Gallup on dead money. Now, other money that's also on there is $7 million of dead money for D-Law is already accounted for because that was one of the voidable years, whether or not he comes back. We also have $4 million for Brandon Cooks, and there's a little bit more here and there that's, under $1 million for a couple of the players. That's really inconsequential. But Zach Martin currently cap number is over $10 million for this year. What'll happen is the Cowboys will designate him as a post June 1st retirement. And so with that, it'll end up being that come June 1st, it'll be transferred from the active 51 player numbers, because that's how the salary cap is actually counted. It's your top 51. He'll get removed off of there, and we'll move down to dead money, and who's ever at 52 right now becomes part of your salary cap number. Now, ideally, you're not necessarily replacing him with somebody in kind, so that 52nd person is probably under $1 million a year, so you're not going to gain much there. What you'll also get is, because he actually has $17 million that's actually owed to him, he's going to be dead hits for the next 3 years. And so I think $1 million of that will transfer to one of the other years, so technically we'll get $1 million savings for this year at some point, but you won't be able to use it till post June 1st. Now, here's the thing. The good news is all of this dead money is already accounted for in the salary cap situation that we have now. So whether Zach Martin is part of the 51 roster or if he's a dead money, that's already counted. Michael Gallup's $9 million, that's already accounted. Brandon Cooks $4 million is already accounted. D-Law $7.4 million is already accounted. That's the good news. Now, here's where it can grow even more, unfortunately. It can grow even more if the Cowboys end up cutting other guys. For example, you can take Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele currently is an $18 million cap hit for this year. $18 million cap hit. They can restructure his deal, get him down to like $9 billion, which they probably will do. With Zach Martin retiring, I don't see that you move on from Terrence Steele too. That's getting rid of 2 offensive linemen again, and we did that last year and it didn't work out great. You could cut him, in which case he would be a $13 million dead hit that you would still have. You'd save $5 million in cap space, but you would then transfer that $13 million down there. Like I said, I don't see that happen. You could designate him as a post-June 1st cut, in which case you get like $6 million this year, and then it'd be like a $6 million dead hit this year, and then like a $7 million next year. The misnomer that people have when it comes to a couple of things as far as the salary cap is, one, being a post-June 1st hit doesn't mean that you're actually counting less money. What it means is you are taking that money over the next 2 years. Yeah, the next 2 years. Same thing when somebody hears about being restructured. And I saw the strangest post, and I think it was a hacker. But they had said that Jake Ferguson had restructured his deal. And I was like, I've never heard of anybody on their rookie contract restructuring. I was like, that doesn't happen. And your rookie contract, Jake Ferguson's rookie contract, there's no money to restructure. It's dirt cheap. So that was a falsehood. But people were going through the comments. The reason why I bring it up were, see, he's a team player, man. He's a team guy. He's giving money back. It's like, no, people. When they restructure your deal, they're not taking and giving back money. They're just counting for it differently on the salary cap, using the void years or prorating it. You know, it's just a way of getting cash now. It's like a payday loan. At some point, you have to pay. So, they could do that with Terrence Steele. I don't think they're going to do anything with Terrence Steele. I think they have to hold on to him because they just don't have players. And to take that dead hit of the $13 million over 1 year or 2 years and still have to replace him, it's not a good idea. Be that as it may, you may see us move on from guys like Malik Hooker or Donovan Wilson, which are like a $3 and a $4 million dead money hit to cut them. You'll gain some salary cap, but that money is then added to your dead money level. So there you go. You've already got that money accounted, but your dead money hits are growing. So we are minimum at 30 plus million in dead money. Yeah. So we'll see what the Cowboys do. I don't necessarily look at this and say it's a big problem because, again, this is already baked into the equation. But you hate to be paying players that are no longer on your roster when you start thinking about $30 plus million in miscalculations. The one that stands out more than anything is the Michael Gallup one. That was a contract that they should have never, ever signed. And I pray that they've learned from that you don't sign players that are injured to a long-term deal until you see how the recovery is. Oh, and another person who might end up being on that list, too, is Trayvon Diggs, unless they're looking to sign his brother, in which case he doesn't. Already good, people. That's the bad news and the good news on the salary cap. Peace out.